Hey there, treasure hunters and coin lovers. Have you ever looked at your loose change and thought, what if I'm sitting on a tiny fortune? Well, buckle up because today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1776 to 1976 D Mint Mark Washington Quarter, a coin that might just make you a millionaire. Yep, you heard that right. A piece of pocket change could be worth a whopping $1.2 million. So, grab your coin jars and let's see if we can turn some spare change into a jackpot. Let's start with a quick history lesson. Don't worry, I'll keep it fun. The 1776 to 1976 Washington Quarter was minted to celebrate America's bicentennial. It's got a unique design featuring a colonial drummer on the reverse side and, of course, good old George Washington on the front. If you've got one with a D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver, you might want to pay close attention. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, but how does this coin go from being worth 25 cents to $1.2 million? The magic lies in the details. Rare versions of this coin were struck on silver planchets instead of the standard copper-nickel blend. This was likely an error, but as collectors will tell you, errors are pure gold, or in this case, silver. So, if your quarter looks shinier or has a slightly different tone, you might be onto something. Here's where it gets even better. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch top dollar. Imagine that, a quarter that never saw the inside of a gumball machine could fund your dream vacation or even pay off your mortgage. Talk about a return on investment. Now, I've got to share a little story. A couple of years ago, I was going through an old box of coins my grandfather left me. At first, it was just a trip down memory lane, but then I spotted a shiny quarter that looked different. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be the silver Bicentennial Quarter? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But hey, it was still worth a few bucks, and the thrill of the hunt. Priceless. How can you check if your quarter is the jackpot version? Step 1, grab a magnet. Silver isn't magnetic, so if your coin sticks to the magnet, it's not the one. Step 2, weigh it. A standard quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but a silver one is heavier, around 6.25 grams. Step 3, look for an expert or a professional grading service to confirm. Now, if you're thinking, okay, but what are the odds? Well, they're slim, but so are the odds of finding true love on a dating app, and people still swipe, right? Besides, even if you don't find the $1 million coin, you might discover something valuable or just plain cool. So, there you have it, the 1776 to 1976 D Mint Mark Washington Quarter might just be the hidden treasure you've been looking for. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who wants to give their piggy bank a second look, it's worth checking. Who knows? That jingling in your pocket could be the sound of a future millionaire. What if I told you a plain old quarter, yes, the kind jingling in your car's cup holder right now, could be worth up to $1 million? And no, I'm not pulling your leg. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1965 Washington Quarter without a mint mark that's got collectors everywhere flipping their coins and flipping out. Let's get into it. Before we get into why this humble quarter could make you a millionaire, let me paint a picture for you. It's 1965. The Beatles are rocking the charts, bell-bottoms are the fashion, and the US Mint is in crisis mode. Silver prices are skyrocketing, and the Mint decides to stop using silver in quarters and switch to a copper-nickel blend. Sounds simple, right? Well, not exactly. In the chaos of the transition, some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver blanks instead of the new copper-nickel ones. Oops. These silver imposters are extremely rare, and collectors lose their minds over them. So, how can you tell if you've got one? First, grab a quarter and look closely. If there's no mint mark below Washington's head, you're on the right track. Now for the fun part, weigh it. A standard copper-nickel quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but a silver quarter tips the scale at 6.25 grams. It's a tiny difference, but hey, we're talking about $1 million here. Don't have a scale? No worries. Take a close look at the edge. Modern quarters have a copper-colored stripe, but a silver quarter's edge is clean and shiny. Pro tip: compare it to another quarter to see the difference. Just don't go squinting at coins under the dinner table. Trust me, your family will have questions. Now, about that $1 million price tag. A 1965 silver quarter in top-notch condition sold for, drumroll, please, $1,175,000 at auction. That's right. Someone traded a pocket change quarter for a mansion or maybe a lifetime supply of avocado toast. Either way, it's a big deal, but here's the catch: these coins are ultra-rare. Think winning the lottery rare. Still, it's worth checking your spare change because you never know. Just last week, I found a wheat penny from 1944 in my laundry money pile. Not worth $1 million, but it's always exciting to discover a little piece of history. So, what's the takeaway? Always check your change, folks. That cup holder quarter might just be your golden ticket. And if you do find one of these legendary 1965 silver quarters, call a professional coin grader ASAP. They'll help you figure out the value, and maybe even make history. If you love treasure hunts like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I've got more coin tips and hidden gem stories coming your way. Plus, who knows? The next video might help you spot another jackpot in your piggy bank. Happy hunting, and may the coin gods be ever in your favor. Have you ever looked at the change in your pocket and thought, maybe this is my ticket to a millionaire lifestyle? Well, buckle up, because today, we're talking about the 1985 Deep Mint Mark Washington quarter. Yes, that humble little coin you might casually toss into a vending machine could be worth a jaw-dropping $999,000. That's right, folks, nearly $1 million for 25 cents. Let's dive in and see what makes this quarter so special. First, a quick refresher for anyone new to the world of coin collecting. Mint marks are those tiny letters on coins that tell us where they were made. The D on our 1985 quarter means it was minted in Denver. Denver is great for hiking, skiing, and apparently producing coins that could buy you a dream vacation in Bora Bora. So, what makes this particular quarter so valuable? It's all about rarity and condition. The $999,000 price tag isn't for just any 1985 D quarter. Nope, this one is the cream of the crop, graded as MS 68 by Professional Coin Grading Services. MS stands for Mint State, which means this coin is practically flawless. Imagine a quarter that's never seen the inside of a gumball machine or the bottom of a sticky car cup holder. That's the level of perfection we're talking about. Now, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I found a 1985 quarter in a couch cushion. For a split second, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. My mind was racing with visions of paying off my student loans and buying a yacht. Spoiler alert, it wasn't an MS-68. It looked more like it had been to a rock concert, a mud wrestling match, and maybe a zombie apocalypse. But hey, it was still 25 cents richer than I was before I flipped that couch cushion, so who's really winning? Back to our golden, well, silver, ticket. If you think you might have a rare 1985 D quarter, here's what to do. First, give it a good look. Use a magnifying glass to check for scratches, dents, or discoloration. If it looks pristine, it might be worth sending to a professional grading service. And here's a pro tip: handle it carefully. Don't just toss it in your pocket with your car keys and hope for the best. Treat it like a newborn baby, or at least like your phone when it's at 1% battery. Now, let's talk market value. The $999,000 figure isn't an everyday occurrence. It's the result of a fierce auction where wealthy collectors duked it out for a piece of numismatic history. But even if your quarter isn't worth six figures, there's a chance it could still fetch a pretty penny. Some lower-grade MS-graded 1985 D quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Not bad for something you might find in a Coinstar reject bin. Before we wrap up, here's my challenge for you: go through your change jar, your car's cup holders, your junk drawer, anywhere coins tend to hide. Who knows? You might just stumble upon your own little treasure. And even if you don't find a $999,000 quarter, you'll at least have the satisfaction of finally cleaning out that drawer. You're rummaging through your spare change jar, and bam, hidden among the dimes and nickels, there's a quarter that could be worth, wait for it, $989,000. That's right, nearly a cool million for a coin you might have used to buy a soda back in the day. Today, we're diving into the mystery, rarity, and mind-blowing value of the 1995 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. Could you have one of these fortune makers lying around? Stick around to find out. This one's going to make you want to check every quarter in your pocket. Let's go. What's so special about the 1995 D quarter? It's your standard Washington quarter, same OL, George on the front, eagle on the back. But here's the kicker, the 1995 Denver Mint accidentally produced a tiny number of these quarters with a super rare minting error. Think of it like finding a four-leaf clover, but shinier and way more valuable. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of error are we talking about? In this case, it's all about a faintly struck D Mint mark or sometimes a misalignment. Errors like this make collectors absolutely lose their minds, and their wallets. The most recent sale of this bad boy? A jaw-dropping $989,000 at auction. Just imagine what you could do with that cash: buy a house, pay off your student loans, or finally open that cat cafe you've always dreamed of. The possibilities are endless, but here's a fun story for you. A few years ago, I was helping my aunt clean out her junk drawer, you know, the one where rubber bands and mystery keys go to die. She handed me a pile of change and said, "Here, you like coins, figure out if these are worth anything." Well, I didn't find a 1995 D, but I did find a 1964 silver quarter worth about $10. Not quite $989,000, but hey, it was enough for a fancy coffee. Moral of the story? Always check your change, it's like a mini lottery ticket you didn't know you had. So, what's the takeaway here? The 1995 D Washington quarter is the ultimate needle in a haystack, but finding one could completely change your life. Take 5 minutes tonight, raid that jar of coins on your dresser, and see if you're holding a small fortune. You toss it in your pocket without a second thought. Big mistake. That tiny quarter could be your ticket to a whopping $981,000. Yep, almost $1 million for 25 cents. Crazy, right? Stick around, and I'll tell you how you might already have one of these hidden gems in your stash. Oh, and I'll share a story about the time I almost traded a valuable coin for a pack of gum. True story. Let's dive in. Alright, let's talk about this little guy, the 2021 D Washington quarter. The D stands for the Denver Mint, by the way. This coin was part of the final year of the America the Beautiful series. But here's the kicker, not all of these coins are special. What makes some of them worth a jaw-dropping $981,000 is their condition and rarity. We're talking pristine, untouched, mint-state coins with perfect grades. Think of it as a coin beauty pageant, no scratches, no blemishes, just pure, shiny perfection. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by experts. A 70 is the gold medalist, flawless in every way. A 2021 D quarter graded MS 70, or Mint State 70, recently sold for $981,000 at auction. Yeah, someone actually paid nearly $1 million for a quarter. Mind blown, right? Now, before you rush to flip over your couch cushions, here's the deal. These coins are rare because finding one in perfect condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. But don't let that stop you. Even if your quarter isn't a perfect MS-70, a high-grade coin can still fetch a pretty penny, or a pretty dollar. You know, this reminds me of the time I almost made the dumbest trade of my life. I was at a gas station, about to buy a pack of gum. I reached into my pocket and pulled out a quarter that looked, well, extra shiny. But I didn't think much of it. Luckily, my inner coin nerd stopped me, and I decided to check it out later. Turns out, it was worth a couple $100. Moral of the story, always check your change before you buy gum. So, what's the takeaway here? Every coin has a story, and some have huge paydays attached. Start checking your quarters, especially those 2021 D mint marks. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune. And hey, if you strike gold, or, in this case, silver and copper, send me a picture. I'd love to celebrate with you. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could change your life, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share with your fellow treasure hunters. I've got plenty more tips and stories to help you spot the hidden gems in your pocket change. Until next time, happy hunting. Hey there, coin hunters. Let me ask you something. What if I told you that an old coin, the kind that's been jingling in pockets and buried under couch cushions since the Nixon era, could be worth a jaw-dropping $3 million today? That's right, I'm talking about the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark. Now, before you start tearing apart your change jar like a kid looking for arcade tokens, stick around. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and, most importantly, how you might just strike it rich without buying a metal detector. Let's dive in. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is a fascinating coin. This baby marked a shift in U.S. coinage, literally. Starting that year, the government stopped using silver in half-dollars and went full-clad composition. That's like swapping filet mignon for a burger, still decent, but not exactly high-end. Now, here's the twist, a very small number of these coins were accidentally struck on silver planchets. Planchets are the blank discs coins are made from, in case you're not fluent in coin nerd. That's the golden, or should I say silver, ticket here. A silver planchet from before 1971 ended up under the die by mistake. Whoops. But that little oops is worth millions today. Here's where it gets even crazier. These rare coins don't have a mint mark. No D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Just a naked 1971 date. That's your clue. Now, picture this. I'm a kid in the 90s, raiding my grandma's coin jar, hoping for arcade money. One time, I found this shiny half-dollar. Thought it was cool and spent it on skee-ball tickets. Fast forward to now, and I'm kicking myself because that coin might have been a silver 1971 half-dollar with no mint mark. Moral of the story? Always check your change, folks. Always. So how can you tell if you have the real deal? First, check for the date, 1971, no mint mark. Second, test the coin. Silver makes a distinct ringing sound if you give it a light flick. Or, you can use a magnet. Silver isn't magnetic, so if it sticks, sorry, you've got a faker. Now, let's talk cash. The last time one of these coins sold at auction, it fetched a cool $3 million. That's not just life-changing money. That's buy an island and retire in pajamas, money. So, what's the takeaway here? Dig through those old coin jars, check grandma's collection, maybe even hit up your local flea market. You never know where a fortune might be hiding. If you're pumped to learn more about coins worth big bucks and want strategies to level up your treasure hunting game, hit that subscribe button. Smash the like while you're at it, and drop a comment below. Maybe you've got a coin story to share, or maybe you're just here for the laughs. Either way, I want to hear from you. Ever thought that loose change jingling in your pocket could actually be worth millions? Yeah, you heard me right, millions. Today, we're talking about the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, a coin so rare it makes Bigfoot sightings look common. And guess what? One of these bad boys was recently valued at a jaw-dropping $2.7 million. That's right, $2.7 million. So, if you've got one hiding in your couch cushions, buckle up, because your life could be about to change. Shall we? First off, what's the deal with no mint mark? Well, mint marks tell us where a coin was made, like the coin's hometown. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar was supposed to have a little S, D, or P on it, representing San Francisco, Denver, or Philadelphia mints. But this one? Nada. Zip. Zero. It's like it decided to go rogue and skipped its identity appointment. Now, why is it worth so much? Coins without mint marks from this era are like finding a four-leaf clover made of gold. Experts think it was a minting error, a slip-up that created one of the rarest coins in U.S. history. Only a handful of these exist, which means collectors are willing to pay the big bucks to add it to their treasure troves. Let me tell you a quick story. Back in high school, I had this coin collection hobby. Okay, fine, I was a total nerd. One day, I found a funky coin in my dad's jar of spare change and thought, this is it. My $1,000,000 ticket. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It was a 1984 quarter with a scratch on it. But hey, that rush of hope. Priceless, and here's the kicker, that 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is one of those rare coins that could actually make those dreams come true. Collectors are buzzing about it, and auctions are seeing sky-high bids. But remember, not all coins with no mint mark are winners. You've got to do your homework, get the coin authenticated, graded, and appraised before you start planning your island getaway. So, the next time you're digging through your spare change, take a closer look. That plain-looking coin could be a game-changer. And hey, if you don't find a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, no worries, there are tons of other rare coins out there waiting to be discovered. You're rummaging through your loose change, looking for vending machine quarters, and bam. You come across a coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, a little piece of history that could fetch a jaw-dropping $2.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.3 million. Let's dive in. Now, before you start turning over every couch cushion in your house, let me break this down for you. The Kennedy half-dollar is iconic, first minted in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination. It's a staple for collectors and history buffs alike. But what makes the 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar so special? It's rare, it's mysterious, and it's worth a fortune. Rarity plus demand equals big money in the coin world. Trust me, I've been down this rabbit hole before, and it's a fun one. Alright, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Most coins minted in 1974 come with a tiny letter marking their origin, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But this coin? No mark. Zilch. Nada. That's because it's believed to have been a test coin, never intended for circulation. Only a handful of these beauties exist. One of them sold at auction for a whopping $2.3 million. Just think about that for a second. That's enough to buy a mansion, a fleet of cars, or, let's be real, every item in your Amazon wishlist. Now, the condition of the coin is key. Grading plays a huge role in value. So, if you're lucky enough to stumble upon one, handle it with care. Think gloves, people, gloves. Let me tell you about the time I found an old coin and thought I struck gold. I was cleaning out my grandma's attic, sweating bullets, because honestly, that place is like a sauna meets a haunted house. I found this dusty old coin jar and thought, this is it. My retirement fund. Spoiler alert, it was full of wheat pennies worth, like, $1 each. But hey, one man's wheat penny is another man's Kennedy half-dollar, right? The point is, you never know what treasures are hiding in plain sight. Check your coin jars, junk drawers, and even that weird little compartment in your car. Here's the deal, to identify a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, you'll need a magnifying glass and good lighting. Look carefully on the reverse side for any unusual characteristics and make sure there's no letter under Kennedy's neck. Once you think you've got one, don't just run to your local pawn shop. Get it authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service. Trust me, you'll thank me when you're sitting on your millions instead of walking out with 20 bucks and a sad story. So, are you ready to dive into your coin collection with fresh eyes? Who knows, you might already have a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar hiding somewhere, just waiting to change your life. But even if you don't, remember that the joy of coin collecting isn't just about the money, it's about the history, the thrill of the hunt, and maybe even bonding with your grandparents over their old jar of change. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting hidden treasures in your spare change, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's uncover some riches together. Share your own coin hunting stories in the comments. I'd love to hear about your finds. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets be full of hidden gems. What if I told you there might be a coin lurking in your drawer, your piggy bank, or maybe even your couch cushions worth a jaw-dropping $2 million? Yep, we're talking about the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark. This little shiny circle is not just a piece of history, it's practically a golden ticket. Well, silver ticket, technically. And no, you don't have to be Nicolas Cage in National Treasure to cash in on this one. Stick around, and I'll spill the beans on what makes this coin so special and how you could be sitting on a fortune. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar is part of the series that's been honoring JFK since 1964. These coins are iconic, and people love them for their history and sleek design. But what makes the 1998 version with the P mint mark a millionaire maker? Here's the tea: there's a rare variety called the matte finish proof coin. Only a few thousand were made, and most of them were released as part of a special collector's set. Translation: super duper rare. Now, you might be thinking, what's a matte finish? Basically, it's when the coin's surface looks more like satin than shiny chrome. It's classy, understated, and oh so expensive, like the coin version of wearing Gucci slides to a barbecue. If you've got one of these babies, it's like finding a signed rookie card of Michael Jordan at a garage sale. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was rummaging through an old box of random knickknacks, you know, the kind where you find expired coupons and random batteries that don't fit anything you own. I found a handful of coins and thought, I'll check eBay. Spoiler alert, nothing in that pile was worth more than 50 cents. But it got me into coin collecting, and since then, I've been obsessed with stories like the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar. Here's what you need to do if you think you've got one. First, look for the P mint mark. That's your starting point. Next, check the coin's surface. If it's got that matte finish, your heart might start racing. Then, take it to a coin expert. You can find these folks at coin shops, coin shows, or even online. A professional appraisal is the best way to know if you've got a $2 million superstar or just a regular half-dollar that'll buy you a pack of gum. And hey, even if you don't have a matte finish Kennedy half-dollar, don't give up. There are so many other coins out there worth big bucks. Fun fact: some quarters from the 2000s with tiny minting errors can sell for hundreds. It's like a giant scavenger hunt where the prizes are cold, hard cash. Alright, folks, there you have it. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark is living proof that coins aren't just spare change, they could be life-changing. So, go ahead and raid your coin jars, check those drawers, and maybe even take a second look at that box in the attic. You never know where treasure might be hiding. Before you head off on your coin hunting adventure, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm dropping tips and tricks all the time to help you spot valuable coins, and you don't want to miss out. Who knows? The next video could lead you to your own $2 million discovery. Until then, happy hunting, and may your coins be shiny and your wallets full. See you next time.